Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This is my top 10 stocks as we head into Monday, July 1st. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. And also, if you trade Bitcoin, I'll do a bonus analysis at the end. First off, a few things. Number one, if you do have a request for a future video, if you'd like an analysis on a stock, just let me know down in the comment section and I'll do my best to get to it. Second, this candle right here will still be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. And then finally, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one, LUCY, and big mover today. Had a bit of a pullback, but the pullback's what actually creates the interesting pattern here headed into Monday. So let's first map out the key level of support, and nothing fancy here. Just a question of where did the party stop today for the bears, and that was right there at 47 cents. So yeah, the bears are having a good time pushing the price down, but you can see right there, stopped, had a good time once again, stopped, good time once again, stopped. So as of right now, right there at 47 cents, definitely some, buyers seem to be hanging out right there. Does that mean that they'll continue to be there? Well, no, there's no guarantees, but it's certainly a more than plausible thought to think that if the price does come down to 47 cents, it could once again get a bounce from there. In terms of areas of resistance, what I like here in the very near term is we have this area of resistance right there. And, especially when you factor in the last 30 minutes, which as I speak right now, you can see nice little green candle. So can this green candle get enough momentum? Is this a leading indicator that next week another push up through there is going to occur? That is certainly a very, interesting situation to keep an eye on. So if you like penny stocks and if you like to play the penny stocks that make great moves and then pull back and consolidate out like this one's doing, certainly keep an eye on it next week. Next one, NVDA, and this one's getting relatively crazy from a support standpoint. So what I'm going to do is just adjust this level up because, you can't make this stuff up. This is pretty wild. But right here, let's just call it 122.80. So many buyers hanging around this area. Just go through the history of things right there. Support, support, support. A couple times more support. You get the idea. There. And then even the last 30 minutes, once again, right there. So once more, is 122.80 guaranteed to create a bounce? Absolutely not. But is it valid? Is it plausible for somebody to say, I think if the price comes down there, it's going to bounce back up there? That is completely a reasonable thought process to have. And that's why, stop loss and risk management matters, just in case it does break down through there. And on that note, also, if you like to play more so the short side, that's definitely an area where, it's more than reasonable to think that if the price comes down there and then actually breaks through it, that break in and of itself could create additional downside selling pressure. So 122.80 has become quite the very well-defined area of support. In terms of areas of resistance, main level up here is at 128, but in the very near term, I should say, first keep an eye on that purple line there, 50-period moving average. You can see the price is struggling with it right there. And then even if the price breaks above there, you then have to do battle with the 200-period moving average. So in other words, yes, this level up there is still an area of resistance, but my point here is a couple other hurdles that would first need to be cleared before you really put too much focus on doing battle with that level. Next one, FFIE, and all things considered, this one's doing just fine. Sure, it didn't put in a new high today. I know sometimes that can cause people to freak out. Well, this one didn't put in a new high, something wrong? No, unfortunately, nothing can put in a new high every single day. But as long as it's a healthy consolidation, that's what matters. And I would call this a healthy consolidation. It's held above two of the main areas of support. Both the pink line right there, you can see this morning did a great job of holding above it. But even if the price were to fall below there, still nicely above that purple line. But because that is a moving average, you can see these lines are moving towards one another. So you're going to want to keep a close eye on that dynamic, as it's very interesting, because if the price were to fall below there, I'm still not going to say that the chart is destroyed or anything like that, but that would symbolize, okay, maybe the bulls are starting to lose their grip on things. But as of right now, even with the pullback today, everything is still perfectly healthy, and it's really just a goal of continuing to stay above those moving averages next week. Next one, ASNS, and very, very nice pattern here that has formed. So let's just get this pattern drawn out here. And this is not a great discovery on my part. I'm not saying that I have some sort of special skill to see all this. In fact, I think a lot of people have drawn something very similar to this. And I say all that because when a lot of people are watching the same levels and wondering the same thing, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, it can produce some very dynamic movement. So change that one down there for support and then make it easier to see. Let's keep it all one color. So we have our area of resistance, we have our area of support, We have the explosive move right there. For you golfers trying to make a little bit more visual, put the golf hole down here. This would be a bull pennant pattern. So no guarantees, but it's more than valid to think that if the price consolidates out and then comes here and gets a break up through the top part of that pattern, that break right there in and of itself could very realistically create additional buying pressure. So very nice volume today, great movement, and of course, great pattern. So if you like bull pennants, you like stocks down below $5, definitely keep an eye on it. Next, CMND, and I find this one very interesting because finally the bleeding stopped. Now, let me be very clear. Just because something makes a great move and then comes down and then begins to go sideways does not mean for sure guaranteed it's, the downwards movement is over and for sure guaranteed it's going to skyrocket back up. But it just goes back to that whole topic of it's a lot more plausible at this point in time. So let's just say the price is actually still just dropping. I'm sitting there saying, hey, it's looking like this might be the bottom. You'd be totally justified to say, what are you talking about? Based on what? The price is literally going straight down. But that's not the case here. It has at least started to go sideways. So again, does that mean it's the bottom? No, but it certainly becomes a whole lot more plausible. And the key upside break point, if this thing, in my opinion, is going to get more, momentum in the upwards direction, right there at the $1.78 mark. So nice consolidation. Excuse me, starting to head back up. Can it get the break of $1.78? We'll see what happens. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online webinar that I'm offering here in a couple of weeks. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box you can use to sign up, or if you're watching right at my website, there's an area right there on the page you can use to get signed up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying, then definitely get signed up for the free webinar. Next one here, TSLA Tesla, and all things considered, overall, the chart is fine, but this once again goes back to the whole kind of, well, what's your perspective? Day traders, flippers, scalpers, whatever you want to call yourself, those people buying up around there who wanted to buy and sell within 20 minutes within. Yeah, from that point of view, things are looking really rough because the price did ultimately pull back. But from the overarching standpoint of things, price is still nicely above that area of support at 193. It's still above the purple line right there, the 50-period moving average. It's obviously still above the overarching level down there, the pink line. So yes, it did pull back, but overall, the trend is still plenty in the bull's favor. And another way you could look at that is if you don't like to use moving averages, let's just look at the lows. You have a low there, a low there, a low there, low there. You envision those as stair steps. You can see stair steps still very clearly in the upwards direction. So yes, I would still call today's chart bullish, but again, I fully understand that if you're a day trader and you bought right there, you would disagree. You'd say that it wasn't bullish. Well, we were just making, things from a little different reference point there. But moving forward, already talked about the areas of support. Now, the one downside was, yes, it did actually get up above 199 as resistance. Problem is it could not maintain above it. And because the price dropped back below it, 199 would still be considered an area of resistance. But like I said, all things considered, and assuming you care about the big picture point of view, very, very nice day, very nice week for Tesla. Next one here, COSM, and same general idea of what I talked about, so I don't want to beat the dead horse and waste your time, but just very quickly, nice move up, big move down. This is where things get sketchy. Is this some sort of pump and dump, gap and trap? Got our answer. It did go sideways, and as I've said, just because it went sideways does not mean for sure guaranteed this pullback is over, but it becomes plausible. So on that note, key level to watch, in my opinion, at least from a resistance standpoint, right there at the $1.10 mark. If the price can push up through there, then, because as right now, you essentially have this sideways channel pattern right here. So a break up through this upwards part of that area, that would be a bullish breakout and could very well, especially if it's a high volume break, very reasonable thing the price could at least go up to those highs, if not even push higher than that. But yes, overall, if you like these scenarios, this is a textbook situation. Big move up, pulled back, now just going sideways. So is the pullback finally over? Is this consolidation before another leg back upwards? If you like these scenarios, you like stocks down below $2, keep an eye on it. Next one, AMD. Overall, very nice move today. Again, perspective, I get it. If you're a day trader and you were buying up there and wanting to buy and sell within 7 minutes, from that point of view, chart looks really, really bad. But from an overarching standpoint, even with the pullback here, which it did do, if you care about the bigger picture, part of it is saying, yeah, it did pull back, but what happened before the pullback? And you say, well, the price was down here and it went all the way up there, which is now giving me the ability to draw a bull flag pattern. So to reiterate, I realize that if you're a day trader and you bought right there, you don't care about this bull flag pattern. So I'm just trying to talk about and reiterate things from a couple different angles. But if you do care about the overall thing and you like, bull flags, then this is definitely an area to keep an eye, or a pattern to keep an eye on. From a support standpoint, nice action right there. Price pulled back, bounced right off that pink line there, 200-period moving average. So that's a nice little signal in and of itself. And then in terms of more of a near-term area of resistance, That level right there at about 163.30, good high volume break of that. I could see, creating another surge of momentum to come back in. But like I said, assuming you care about the big picture point of view, overall good solid day. Next one, GME, and overall, nothing really changed. Now, yes, I realize that today all sorts of stuff changed, but from the key areas of resistance, it's still just chopping around back and forth. Now, I am going to make one adjustment now that we got more information, and I'm going to adjust this area of resistance right up there to more so the $26.10 mark. That seems to be the more accurate area of resistance right there. But even on that note, if the price were to come up there and break through that level, you don't want to get too excited because not that far away, looming overhead, is that pink line there, the 200 period moving average. Now, that's not to say that the price can't break through both of those. That's of course totally possible. I'm just saying, don't get overly excited with the break of that level because you got to keep in mind that secondary area of resistance up there. On the flip side of things, as of right now, yeah, the price is doing battle with that purple line. And so for the most part, staying right around that area. If the price does pull back a little bit more, that's okay to an extent. What extent? Well, you want to see the price stay above $24. If the price falls below there, then that's where things start to get sketchy again. But as of right now, the price is just consolidating, chopping back and forth. So we'll see what next week has to offer with this one. Next, TQQQ, wild day to think that at one point this thing was just absolutely in beast mode from there all the way up to there. And then after that, somebody just turned the lights off on the party and it was just, and then it became a party for the bears as down it went. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. And really, in my opinion, the key dynamic that I think a lot of people are going to be curious about next week is the pink line right there. 200 period moving average. Can the price stay above it? It's looking like it's got a very, very realistic possibility of now getting tested. And can the price hold above? Let me just get rid of that level there because it doesn't really. So to just zoom out here, you can see that it's been a very, very long time since the price has been down below that pink line. I mean, the price has been doing a fantastic job of cruising above it. Again, that's the 200 period moving average. So I think that's the level where if the price goes down there and closes below it, am I saying that, things are going to fall apart? I wouldn't go quite that far, but I would go and say, all right, that's a very clear signal now that this is no longer some sort of healthy pullback. You can start to bring up the word reversal. I personally would not use the word reversal right now because, again, the price is still above that moving average, but you get some closes down below there, and then, yes, reversal and that terminology needs to begin to enter into the conversation because then you would start to say, I'm not quite sure this is a pullback anymore. I think this is a full-blown reversal, but as of now, the price is still above that pink line, but we'll see if the price can get down there next week, and if so, can the price maintain above it? I will get to Bitcoin here in just a second, but for you stock traders, again, if you like what you saw here, then go get signed up for that free class in a couple weeks. It'll be Thursday, July 11th at 7 p.m. Eastern time, so go get signed up. It is a genuine live event, so bring your questions, and I'd be happy to answer them for you there in person. So go get signed up. Well, not in person, but live. I'll be on camera. That's the best way to put it. So let's talk some Bitcoin. One quick clarification here. I'm now using the 4-hour time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks represents 4 hours, and that is because Bitcoin is open 24/7, and I want this video to remain relevant for as long as possible, and by using these 4-hour time candlesticks, I can make that happen. Now, for those of you that have watched past videos, you know that I've been talking about 60,200 over and over again, and right now, as I speak, you can see the price has actually dropped down below there. So whether you're watching this an hour after I upload it or watching this several hours on, let's just say Sunday afternoon, question number one that you need to ask yourself is, where is the price relative to 60,200? You want to see the price stay above or at least maintain around that level because the further it sinks down, the closer and closer it goes to going, right back to where it was. So in other words, a sign of not strength would be being here, going up here, and then going right back to where it was. I'm not saying that's what's going to occur, but that is currently what's occurring. Now, to be completely fair, maybe this thing goes down a little bit more and then snaps back up. So in other words, if you're answering the question that the price is actually up above 60,200, that is a very good sign because that would imply that this current move that we're witnessing didn't really have any power behind it, and the price is at least able to maintain above it. But if you're saying, well, Clay, the price is down below 60,200, well, how far down below it? Definitely the do or die level would be 57,200. If you're answering the question that the price is also down below there, that would just be telling you that Bitcoin is having a train wreck of a weekend and things are not looking good. That would just be a full-blown reversal with the price not only going back down to these previous lows, but breaking through them and then breaking through another key area of support. So yes, it's really all revolving around where's the price at relative to 60,200 when you're watching this. And then, of course, if you're somehow saying, well, actually the price is up above that purple line, that would be telling you Bitcoin is having a very good weekend because that would imply that this was a faulty breakdown and then all of a sudden the price has snapped back upwards. So keep your eye on those levels, walk yourself through those questions, and that'll keep Bitcoin relevant in this analysis all weekend long. And like I invited the stock traders, I'm inviting you as a Bitcoin and crypto trader, because what you're learning about in this class can and definitely should be used within your crypto and Bitcoin trading. So go get signed up. It'll be Thursday, July 11th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And like I said, it's live, so definitely bring your questions. As far as the top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy these, please do a couple things for me. Help out the channel, help out the videos. Hit that like button, leave a comment. Like I said earlier, if you have a request, leave that down in the comment section and I'll do my best to get to it. So thanks for watching. Go get signed up for that free class. Have a great weekend.